sails and I can bring them away. You wait the way, the man, the way, what I'm saying away. I'm driving me, I'm driving me, I'm driving me, I'm driving me.
John, you're live right now. John. He's gone. He's lost.
I am lost, actually. Hey guys, welcome. It's New Guitar Thursday. I am your friend and companion on this next 4.5 hour journey of guitars and mandolins and banjos here at the Acoustic Shop in Springfield, Missouri.
There will be a part 1 and a part 2, like the Titanic.
Wait.
Oh wait, is that one? Oh no, the Pearl Harbor movie.
I just like
the
that
other ocean movie.
I think what you meant by part 1 and part 2 are that once it hit the floor, there's a part of it, the front half and the rear half, and they're separated. Part 1.
No, I was talking about how the movies had to be divided into the VCRs. Now I was actually thinking of the
old
Pearl
school
Harbor VHS.
Did you watch that movie?
No, actually I probably had
You probably
to
did.
I was
I know
like
you
a
did.
little kid.
Yeah.
I was too young to watch that.
Welcome today. We do have Hinkley with us
You just
and
mentioned 4
Trent.
hours, so.
Yeah, 4.5 hours. You know, I was actually
that's
talking to
probably
somebody
about
about
as long as
this
that movie
yesterday.
is.
I don't know if you know this, but the new standard for a movie is 1 hour and 20 to 1 hour and a half. That's what most movies try to hit within. When I was younger, the standard was 2 hours, and we had quite a few movies that would hit us into the 3-hour mark. That was a pretty standard, especially if you go back into the 50s and 60s. A 3-hour movie was not crazy.
They had nothing else to do.
Yeah,
They didn't have
exactly.
any
We now
phones.
have no attention span. So now if you
Exactly.
make somebody sit in a movie theater for longer than 1 hour and 20 minutes, they're done. I can't stand this anymore. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I'm one of those people now.
You are one of those people.
Nah, just kidding. I can't
Anyway,
sit for
Trent is
movies.
here, the newest member of the Sons of a Pioneers, and we don't allow him to sing. We only allow him to run cameras. So there you go. Anyway, no, it's great. Have all of you here. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. In fact, tell us where you guys are from.
If you had a question,
Yeah.
put it in there again, because I just don't
You
know.
zone them all
There's
out?
a lot of stuff that is going through and everything, so I sometimes miss them, you know.
Yeah.
But I will still welcome everybody. Clint was in here pretty early. Hal was in here as well.
Sweet.
Early on before the show started. Very nice. Tress was in here early too. Mike just says Arkansas capitalization. Yep. So that's where he's watching
That's
from.
not Mike White, though.
No, this
I was
is
gonna say, he's in Nova Scotia
Mike
right
De.
now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Did you not know
cool.
that?
No, I didn't. I saw him
those
post a
who
picture of
are
like
not- yeah,
a
but-
fiddle.
Yeah, he did.
on
The Dreadnought.
Dreadnought
But did you
Underground.
see the
I
one
didn't
from
know
yesterday?
where at all that was from. Nah. I
So,
didn't.
speaking of Titanic, so Mike White, you guys see him as Mr. D18 on the site. If you guys are not yet on
I
the
didn't see his name
Dreadnought
in here either. I think he
Underground,
might
he's
be
not
here.
going to be on the live.
Nah, he's
The
busy.
Dreadnought Underground is our Facebook group. If you've not joined that, do so. It's fun. We got all of the people who are here pretty much every week, conversing, talking about cool stuff. We show things early. In fact, we're going to start using it more so to show off product that nobody else gets to see early. So I think that's going to be a new mission. I've officially decided, I don't know if you guys know this in the media team yet, but I've decided that's what you're going to do, is post stuff there beforehand.
You have a Facebook account and you can
No,
post
I'm not
stuff
doing
in the
it.
Dreadnought
But you
Underground,
guys have the pretty
okay.
pictures. Anyway,
I don't take good pictures.
that's true. I
I'm
could just
bad
give
at
the other. Anyway, Mike was here. He was going up to, he's on a cruise up into Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, went to Halifax. And I told him, I said, if you're going to go to Halifax, what you need to do is go to the Titanic Museum, which they have a really nice one in the Maritime Museum. But they also have a cemetery where a lot of the people were buried. And a person that was buried there is a John H. Chapman. And
Oh, that's where he was?
that's it. So
did
you
you
see
not
that
see my
cemetery?
comment?
I did not see your comment.
It just said John H. I said John Herringbone Chapman.
Yeah.
That was my only comment.
But the reason is there is a
Must be that
John
guy.
Henry Chapman that was on the Titanic that was born 102 years before me. So within 2 years of 102. And then he was married to a lady who was 1 year, 101 years apart from my wife. I found that very interesting and found that same exact headstone and took my picture next to it. So I have me standing next to that very same. Anyway, nobody cares. This was a waste of your guys' time for the last 3.5 minutes to tell you about this John H. Chapman
Which
who
you can just
died on
see
the
in the
Titanic.
group if you just join it. Let's see. Nah, but let's seriously go through some people that are here, and if you guys
Please
have
do it.
questions, please let me know.
Yeah.
I did see Tress put in an interesting one earlier today, saying, does anybody have trouble playing while singing, or singing while playing?
I got
any
some
tips?
stuff for you on that. I have great tips on this. I actually just saw a video, also the bass player with, who was that, as a rock band that was on, anyway, it doesn't matter. Singing and playing, here's the trick to doing it. It is tough, always has been. It is splitting right and left brain activities at the same time. Here's what you need to do. One, simplify what you're playing and know exactly what you're playing on the guitar. For most people, that's a rhythm pattern, and make it be consistent. If you know exactly what your rhythm pattern is and can do that consistently without having to think about it, you can think about your singing and you can't do the opposite, by the way. I've actually thought about this a lot. When you're singing, you're having to memorize words, pitches, control of vocal cords, all those kind of things all at the same time, and it continually changes. Whereas if you create a rhythm pattern that is consistent and just monotonous, you'll get to be used to that and keep it going all the way through. So there's my tip for you if you're worried about singing and playing at the same time. I highly recommend just getting so that you're just so rehearsed at playing rhythm that you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's the only way to do it. That's it. All done.
Perfect.
They're discussing off camera here.
No, it's not, yeah, I know, it's whatever. Okay, that's a username that's on here, actually. They were talking to somebody else entirely. Yeah, I don't know what you were doing. That's why I was like, what? Otto is here, Kenneth is here, Johnny Cat is here, who is actually okay, so
It will be my
Jonas
new
thought that somebody was calling him Johnny Cat. I was like, no, that's a person
be.
that's here that already
know what?
has that username.
I still have, somebody made, was it you, Hinkley, that made fun
Johnny
of my
Cat, you
name?
need to sell your username to John here.
You should. You were the one made fun of me. My cell phone has a nickname that was given to us by the owner of our record label, which was Johnny Cool. And if you were, I think it was you had to sign into, on my Wi-Fi.
I saw
says
your
Johnny Cool.
Pixel.
Yeah.
It didn't say that. All it said was John's Cool Pixel. And I was like, what?
It actually says Johnny Cool's picture.
Oh, maybe
Pixel.
it is
Anyway,
that,
he used to call me
Okay.
Johnny Cool all the time, which I'm really not.
Nonetheless, yep. Let's see. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. All right, I do need to read a lot of these.
Please hit it.
So I'm going to get through these. Jack is here. Thank you so much for joining us. Vince did comment a little earlier. He's watching, but not commenting as much, but he's still here. Eddie
He's driving
from
down the road.
Belgium. Eddie from Belgium is asking, any chance of hearing an Eastman 12 string? Also, if I missed any requests, please let me know, folks. These are going very fast today. I think that we have a lot of people in here right now.
There's no chance
If
because we
anybody
don't
is-
have one, by the way.
Oh, we don't have one?
We do not.
Do we have the deluxe one?
We don't.
Okay.
They're all gone.
Well, sorry about that.
None available.
We would if we could. Let's see. Hal, I already said hello to. Brian from North Carolina, welcome. Sorry, I'm pausing. Watching from Wales. Arikara? That's what I'm going to say this time.
Sure. I love
So,
it.
welcome from Wales. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Wales. That's
The
where they actually
international
have whales,
viewers
in
is
case you were
very
wondering.
awesome. Yes.
They spell it
Keith,
wrong.
Andy A is in here and is reminding you all to hit the like button if you do
Do
like
it.
what you see.
And subscribe,
Yes.
please.
Keith Bates, welcome in. Let's see. Joe's Guilty Guitar, welcome. Flatpick Nation is in here.
Hey, how's it going,
Says,
Patrick?
I hate and love watching this. There's so many guitars that I want. And lists a whole bunch of really awesome ones. There's a lot of really cool ones that we're going to be talking about. Yep.
Oh my God,
Jim is in
stuff.
here. Alex A. Otto. I said a moment ago. Guitar Man, welcome, welcome.
Otto sent me a really nice email yesterday, by the way. Trust me, Otto, I never expect anybody to purchase anything. He sent me this really nice email. Like he's like, I really enjoy the stuff, but I can't purchase that guitar if you're I don't expect anybody. You guys, if something hits you and you love it, that's when I get happy, but I don't sit and expect anybody to purchase anything, except for Jonas. Jonas has failed me multiple times on things that I expected him to purchase, didn't do anything.
Bob28, welcome in. Delane, welcome in. Thank you so much. Johnny Cool. Johnny Katz, welcome in.
Johnny Cool.
Yes, you're cool, Johnny.
Thank you.
Johnny Katz.
Johnny Bravo and Johnny Cool. That's who I'm going by from now on.
Hugh would like to hear the Eastman E20OM. Or E2OM, I apologize. An Eastman E2OM.
E2OM. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Herb, welcome in. He's catching today. Jay Brown is asking next, can we hear the Alvarez LDR 70 or LD 70?
Sure.
I'll see what we got over there.
All right, I got some breaking news about some of the Eastman guitars. We are starting to see, we just found this the other day, some of the new guitars are now coming in with slotted bridges and unslotted pins. Wild. This actually is one of them. It is already slotted, and that's kind of a unique thing. And I don't totally subscribe to the slotted bridges, but if you do, this guitar has one right here. It's definitely part of the influence of Dana Bourgeois.
Yep. It's Just Mark says, greetings from Atlanta. So next up, Jay Brown was wanting to hear the Alvarez LDR 70 or LD 70. So.
All right, let's see what we got.
I do not know what we have.
I know the LDR is right here. I see it.
Peter, I don't think I said welcome, but welcome in. Rolo, I will ask him that question in just a moment. Thank you for joining us.
I like this guitar a lot.
Real quick, Herb Michael told me that these are great jokes, especially compared to 2 teeth that he had extracted this morning. So Herb might be in a little bit of pain today. Hope you're doing all good, Herb.
There it is.
So you grabbed the LDR?
I'm having one of those days, guys. This is your if you were playing Norman Blake, you could do this. This was set up a little bit low, but huge low end. Moving on me. There you go. LDR. I love these guitars. This is really cool. This is the only company doing a slope shoulder 12 fret dread underneath the $2,000 mark.
Bro,
I don't think anybody.
The entire Laureate series.
Yeah.
Incredible. Like, honestly, if you're thinking about it,
and they look great.
To say, they look incredible.
I love
like all
the
finish
sunset
options.
color.
All right. Next is a question, and it's about strings.
Okay.
Do you know about the Martin FlexiCore strings? Do they sound like normal strings with a lower tension?
They sound different.
Yeah.
And there's actually going to be some new interesting strings using the flex core coming out very shortly. In fact, I'm going to be handing these out to the guys. I'm pretty excited about that news coming very shortly on those new flex core strings. They're doing a new. Anyway, I'm not allowed to tell you all the details, but I am allowed to tell
Cool
you that
stuff.
there's something coming. So be looking for that. But the flex core, the big thing that comes out of the flex core is much easier to fret down. They actually gave me specific numbers. I want to say it was like 28% easier to press and run. They have full-on specs
Research
of this, so
has been done,
so much easier
folks.
to play and use, yet still keep the same volume and punch. It's a little bit different core material.
As you were saying there, Rolo, yes, they would be easier on the fingies.
Yes,
Yeah, I did mention that as well.
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest things that they're touting. And they also
Yeah.
think that there's a little bit better tuning stability. I don't know if I buy that one as much, but I'm not going to argue with them. I'm
We'll
gonna let
see.
everybody
We'll
kind of
check
decide.
the research.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know who this is. Lessons with Marcel.
Ew,
says-
that guy.
He said all this talk about Eastmans and never Westmans.
Yeah, so funny.
That's a good one.
So funny. Wait till you see something I've got in here, Marcel. I got guitars that will knock your face off. I'm pretty excited.
James is asking, do y'all think the Banjo Killer is the loudest dreadnought in the shop? Do you
I
think
don't
it's the loudest?
think that it is. I think it's very loud, and I think it's very punchy, but I don't think it's the loudest guitar in our shop right now.
Show him. What's the loudest?
I don't. What would be the loudest?
28's pretty loud.
That authentic 28 is loud. The 18, actually, I think the age 18 probably would be the loudest guitar in here.
Atkin D37 maybe up there close to it. Maybe not as high, but
I would say the authentic 18. If I was to take my one that I would say is the loudest,
But if we're going truly like scientifically loudest, yeah, probably that. But the Banjo Killer is obviously
is fantastic
loud, yeah.
and very punchy.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's perceived loudness,
Yeah.
and I think that's what.
I just put new strings on that last
Ed, welcome in. Better late than never. Do you have the Bluegrass Bell in here? Do we? Okay, perfect. We'll play that just after this. Johnny Cool Cat.
I'm going to reverse my opinion of the loudest guitar in the shop, and
Okay.
it's not in the shop right now.
Do you think it's a Bedell 1940?
The one that just came in is the loudest
The
guitar.
one we played yesterday?
Yes, you heard it.
Actually,
You
yeah.
agree with me, right?
Yeah, actually, that's right.
Have you played that one yet?
one. I'll play that.
It will part your hair. I guarantee it.
Actually, you're right.
This is great. But it's not as loud as that other one. I will stop right now.
Do I need to go grab that other one?
If you want to hear it, you should. All right. So we're looking at the Bluegrass Bell in here, correct?
Yeah. I was told that it is in there by
It is right here.
Jonas.
Indian
Yep, you got
Rosewood.
it.
This one came back with us from IBMA. This was Jonas's favorite guitar of IBMA. He liked this one a bunch.
I'm going to answer a couple more things real quick. There's a lot of questions in here. First off, real quick, thank you so much for sending in all these questions. I'm going to try and get to everything that I absolutely can. So this is the Bluegrass Bell now. Next, are there any acoustic builders using true temperament frets?
So that's the stuff that moves around, I believe. That's in the fretboard. No, I don't know any. Some electric builders. I've never seen any standard
Hi, Ryan.
acoustic builders doing it. Jonas, this is probably one of the best sounding Gallaghers that we've had in the shop.
All right, let's get through a few more questions since you just did that. Can you walk through the tonal difference between a small body versus a standard sized guitar? My partner and I have smaller frames, and I was thinking about switching to a smaller size.
Okay. Anytime, this is physics. And in acoustics, we don't get to use some of the benefits of pickups and stuff. If you're plugging in all the time, go with whatever's most comfortable for you. But anytime we change body size to go down, you're going to lose bass, because you can't. Bass is usually low-end frequencies are based off of the amount of air and volume that it can move. Smaller body can't do that. So you kind of go through your runs. You have the jumbos, which give you the biggest, boomiest low end. Also, and kind of sometimes sacrifice some of the high end to do so. And then you'll kind of work your way down the dreadnoughts, the next most common one. You work your way into OMs or triple O's. That's a really good space to do in between. We actually just played that OM that I absolutely love from Bourgeois, which is the Brazilian with the banjo tuners on it. To me, that is the perfect almost dreadnought level guitar out there. Double O, you're going to sacrifice low end, but it's going to be more balanced. Mid-range, if you're finger picking, wow, what a great idea. Single O's get even smaller, and again, you start to lean in on upper mid frequencies, and that's where it's really focused in on. I know that's a really short way to kind of describe that, so if you want to get into further, there's options and modifications within all of those.
We have a plethora of reviews on our channel as well, and if I remember right, we had a Bedell video where we compared 3 identical Bedell guitars. They were just in different body shapes, so you can hear the difference between a Dread, an OM, and a Parlor. So yeah, you could probably find that, or I could send the link. Let's go to the next thing, but yeah, that's a good way to put it. In general, smaller will lose some bass. Ed
And
Bensick
volume.
is saying, any strings that actually make one play better?
I wish. I would buy them tomorrow. There's some that I say can make you play less good, maybe, especially if they're sticky and gooey, but that's definitely a major thing. Change your strings often, guys. I know that sounds like you're just wasting money, but I'm telling you, a fresh set of strings feels and plays so much nicer than gooey old ones.
He's also very excited because he's going to be at Gallagher on the 14th. Are you still coming through Springfield real quick, Ed? I'm just curious. Let us know. I think that we'll all be here and all that. Let's see. Next request. The Flotrons is asking an E1D versus a D18 Satin.
Two different guitars. E1Ds are great, especially if you go into the deluxe. If you want the D18 Satin, if you want a chunky, heavy bass ridden kind of guitar, go with the D18 Satin. If you want something a little bit more balanced, the E1D, especially if you get into that E1D Deluxe, that's where I would choose. But I mean, it's a classic sound, D18 sound. If that's the sound you're going after, stick with the D18. Don't try to replace it with that. But if you're wanting a little bit more modern, balanced type of tone, that's where the E1D might be a better choice.
And then Rocky was asking about one that was aged. He was asking, is that one aged?
Yes,
Talking
it was.
about
The D18 Authentic,
yes.
yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay,
too.
we should get to some new stuff, and I'm still going to read off some more
Hey,
questions.
go ahead, bring me that one, Jonas. The loudest guitar, in my opinion, in the shop.
Bring it to John. Bring that guitar to John and stop.
This way we can
playing
hear it in the same room.
This thing is ridiculous.
Jonas said, this thing is ridiculous. It is. We just opened this yesterday for Played with Alan Monday. And yes, I think this may be the loudest guitar. Yeah. It's louder than mine. I know that. So this just arrived yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And it will rattle the fillings right out of your teeth. And it's got all the low end in the world. It still needs to get the neck adjusted. We were playing it yesterday, and it's a little bit backbowed.
They're asking
So-
Jonas, are you feeling better?
I am feeling.
Ooh, yeah, it's definitely
Jonas
backbowed.
says he is feeling better.
Still got a little cough going on, but I don't feel like I'm gonna die.
Oh, perfect.
Now, instead, we now have Austin and Corey not feeling as great. So you guys should
Wow.
quit making out. That's all I got to say.
Okay, next questions. Okay, hey, this is a cool one actually. Janonymous thought it was really cool that he saw you and Jeremy on the Driftwood guitar channel.
Yeah, it was fun.
Video
Where's,
that's been
by the way,
released.
there's a Driftwood podcast coming on. Those two fellas also did one with us. That's coming up soon, I think. Jason was editing it, I think.
He gave me the audio for it, so I will be putting it in the rotation soon. This weekend, though, actually, should I say?
Go for it.
Why
I don't
not?
know who it is.
You don't. This weekend is Mr. Greer. We sat down
Oh!
with David Greer while he was in here.
You guys are in for a treat
This is a
on
good
this.
one.
Did you watch it already? Jason told me that he
I
watched
all of
it,
them, yeah.
and he said it may go down as the best video of David Greer talking and the whole deal. He said
It was awesome.
very entertaining, and he said it's probably if you're a David Greer fan, it's probably the podcast that you have to put on your list.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I thought that the Jens one was also really, really awesome. It's just really cool that you guys we know cool people. Okay, next question. We need to get to some new stuff
Yeah.
also. So that's really cool. Is that
Jonas, you can have this one back.
is that
This one's
one
new.
available? That is new.
This just came in. It'll be an 1 3/4 version, and it looks like it's got everything. It just hasn't been photographed yet.
All right, so we'll be on the website soon, but is available
Yeah.
for those that want it.
It's
Let's
the last
see.
ones. There's more being shipped, I think, but it's one of the last ones that'll have the vintage toner on it, and then they're going back. That was a mistake, but people are loving it. So I don't know, maybe it wasn't a mistake. Who knows? All right, new stuff that just came in.
If I could, real
Go ahead.
quick.
Go for it.
Jason Knight is asking, thinking about getting an ear trumpet. Mike, can you explain which one would be best for a solo singer-songwriter?
Either I would say the Delfina for live on stage. That's probably the best overall. It's good for instrumentals. It's good for, so that's probably my favorite is the Delfina. But honestly, they all have slightly different characteristics. There's not a whole lot of them that would not work well for that. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right, Boucher. Everybody's been talking about Boucher. I'm talking about Boucher, and I'm glad this is the fully torrified. These are 41 and 42 Ts, so fully torrified mahogany guitars. The 41 is their OM style. This one is a TG, so again, if you're looking for meticulous details, again, we were discussing this. People are talking about, the detail work of Bourgeois and Collings and those level of guitars, which everybody thinks are the best as far as the details. I think you need to start putting Boucher in that same exact lineup. The cleanness of the finish, the detail on the inside, the outside, and yet they have their own tonality, and I think they are building one of the best guitars out there right now. In fact, if Collings has been on your list for a while, I think you really need to start putting Boucher on your run, because I think they're doing some things that are pretty darn amazing. Every bit that detail, but a whole lot more, and plus value proposition. You're going to talk about 20% less price, if not 25%. And the build quality is all there. That's a fantastic OM. So that just came in.
All right.
OM 41TG. And then we just got in, which these aren't showing up in stores yet very often. They started with just the 41TG, which is the gold pack torrified tops, Addy tops, and those are 4As. But we're starting to get in the master grade 42Ts, and that's what this is, GM.
Thank you guys also for leaving in your questions. We will try to get to as much as we can. Next question that I see here while you're opening that is Joe is asking if we could play the prize guitar today. We cannot because we don't actually have the exact one in here.
Nope.
We have the prototype LSH, but it's. I mean, they're going to sound pretty similar. some variation between obviously guitar to guitar.
I think this, I know there's a lot of hype over the Hill Country, but I think this guitar, TGM. What a great guitar. All right, so that's the 42 GM Master Grade Top. All right, you guys go ahead if you got questions while
There's
I'm
so
doing
many.
it.
Loudest versus projection, what are your thoughts?
Loudest versus projection. Well, sometimes that should be close to the same sort of deal. I guess you could have muddy and loud, and that doesn't help projection. So I guess, you know, what is the question? What is...
That's just what are your thoughts?
what
I
are
don't
your
know.
thoughts? I don't really
Okay, well, let's
understand,
try
I
and
guess.
go through some of these. David's asking if you could share he owns a Bedell 1964. Could you share your thoughts on an older TAS exclusive 64 versus the new Bedell 1940?
Totally revoiced. The 64 exclusive that we did had some features that were kind of exclusive to us that were great, and it is really, really nice. But the 1940 is a totally revoiced, totally redone guitar. So it's just a different thing altogether. New beast, everything about it is different. So you guys saw some videos on this already. We got ours in finally. This is the Grand Jumbo 28. Is that what they officially call it? Yeah, Grand Jumbo 28 DM. Double-necked guitar. I think what I would do is play rhythm like. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just...
Great job, you're doing great.
This is so weird. It's so good. But you know, it's not as crazy off balance as you would think it would be.
Yeah.
Like you can actually get used to playing this. There's a switch in here for the two different pickups so that you don't have one activating and roaring while the other one's not. So you can actually switch between the two different guitars. This is pretty fun, I gotta say. Yeah, that's cool. It's going to be awesome to, if you hated changing strings on your 12-string guitar,
Speaking of, Jonas, go
now
ahead
you
and-
can do
yeah.
you can do a 6-string and that 18 strings, ladies and gentlemen,
All
on one
right.
guitar. It is.
For those asking about the price on this one, it is at 7,000, or not this guitar, but
No.
people were asking about the Boucher GM. It is at 7,129.
Correct.
7,100.
And it's on the
about.
website right now. It
And it
looks
is
like.
on the website, yeah.
Yeah.
Next,
that's good.
Jesse is asking, can you, do you guys have both the Close Dread and the Close Cutaway Mini?
I don't think we do.
We have a Dread.
And the cutaway grand.
Okay. Cutaway Grand. We don't have a Cutaway Mini, but we do have the Dread.
Can you compare them? So if you still want to hear them, we do have those two. Let's see.
The Mini's a lot smaller though than the Cutaway Grand. That one's in a
And
full,
we don't have them in carbon
amount of
timber.
time.
We just have
No.
them in the carbon fiber. We can still play them though if you're around. That was an older comment, so I'm gonna see what else we have here.
All right.
Somebody was asking to hear an E1D Deluxe if you want to go over to that real quick.
That's up here. I think this is it right here. Yep.
What might cause you to change string sizes?
All right, so going from light to medium strings which is the most common
When might you
variance
want
between
to?
them. Here's the deal. When you go to a thinner gauge string, you lose low end response and roundness to the tone of individual strings and volume. So this is just the physics of it. So if you are currently playing something and you feel like it's lacking in the amount of low end that you would love to have, the roundness of the tone and volume, go to a heavier gauge string. That said, the opposite is if you're starting with a heavy gauge string and you feel like it's holding you back because of playability issues, you're going to definitely benefit immensely by going to a lighter gauge string. It's easier to bend them, it's easier to fret them down. It just feels easier on your fingers all the way around. So there's always a mix of playability versus tone, and you always will sacrifice one thing for the other. So how much do you want to sacrifice? That's up to you. And that's the
makes
reason why
the-
there's hybrid bridge sets.
Yeah, who makes the pickup in the Martin? Is it just Martin?
I think so. I still say this is one of the best value guitars out there, even though the price has gone up, is now $8.99, but comes with a really, really nice gig bag, gloss finish, Fishman Precis pickup, I believe, factory, all ebony bridge, ebony fretboard, bone nut and saddle, lifetime warranty, all
They're
solid wood guitars.
fantastic.
Yeah, these are great. Yeah, there you go.
Going to different things.
right.
Looking for questions.
I
That was
have,
a good one like 2 seconds ago. Chuck would love to see a regular bit where John is blindfolded and has to play or has to identify the guitar he's playing. Absolutely, we'll do
we
that.
did this once,
We have
actually.
done that before.
You know who we did it with? Casino Guitars. We had a challenge
Oh,
between
yeah.
me and John, who works at Casino Guitars, to see if we could
Their
tell the
John,
difference
yeah.
once. Their John. And to see, I believe I won hands down. It wasn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
close. It wasn't even close.
You guys can check out that video though.
Yeah.
Why not?
Go
Let's
to-
do
go
that
to
on the let's
casinos.
do that on the Small Business Saturday stream this year. I'll come up with that. Gary is asking, and this is a good one. Between the Boucher BG42 GM TGM, it says it sounds amazing. How would you describe the difference then between the master grade versus the standard one? He bought mine from you, and it's incredible. Thinking about a Dreadnought upgrade, would that be warranted?
If you've got a BG42G, a TG,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is hard because Boucher tells me yes. I will be honest and tell you I have not heard the difference, and if it is a difference, it's very small. Gosh, I'm gonna probably get chewed out by that one. I know I am. I know I'm gonna get a call on that. There's no doubt that it is a higher grade wood, and I don't doubt that that can mean a sonic difference. I just don't know if it's going to be enough for you to jump into a new guitar for it. I think that's the biggest thing that I would have a really hard time. I bet you playing yours for the amount of time you've had will actually overcompensate for what the brand new one would be with a master grade, even if there is a difference.
Makes sense. But
fine.
at least you do have the Dreadnought guarantee
That
just
is true.
in case you did want to do that.
That is true. You could be able to do that.
You wouldn't be, losing out on as much money.
All right, I want to cover this, and it's going to be a couple minutes. So do you have a question before I get to it?
None that are pressing.
All right. Guys, we just finished filming all of every last Bourgeois professional satin guitar. This one just came in. I am here to tell you, I think the new Bourgeois professional satins are game changers. This is now USA built Bourgeois that come in. In fact, Jonas was playing this just before we started, and so was Corey. He said this is amazing. This one came in. This is the Country Boy. So mahogany back and sides, Sitka spruce top. This is a full-on Lewiston made, Maine made Bourgeois guitar. Now with this new satin finish that I actually think I prefer the sound of. It is not only kind of neat look and does say the price point, but I love the sound of them. We just played the Slope D, incredible. The LOO, incredible. And this one sounds really good. So much sustain, so much individual detail, and that's what Bourgeois has been known for. If you've in the past been like, not quite enough of that kind of low-end bill thumpiness to Bourgeois guitars, you should really look at the new Satins. I think that changes that whole outlook. This is great. And here's the big deal, $39.90 I think is on the price of these. $39.90 is just right under $4,000.
Right under four, yeah.
They build the mahogany vintage, or sorry, rosewood vintage version at $41.30, something like that.
So the rosewood is the one that's just a little bit more.
A little bit more, correct.
Oh, plus the bourgeois blues. Did we decide that?
Also,
Wasn't
it
this
one's
one
a little
also
bit more too. It's going to be all mahogany, and I think that's due to the hardware because they had to do the white buttons and the white pickguard on that one. But the satin professionals are fantastic.
$39.59.
$39.59. So there you go.
Kyle is asking, and this is right next to what you're about to say, I'm sure. Will the LSH version be earlier or later next month? You got an update on that?
Oh, it's definitely going to be towards the end. I expect that to come in the end of November, if not the beginning of December. That's what my expectations are on those. And guys, if they come out anything like the Satins so far have come out with our extra details, and I've been adding some new details while we were at IBMA, I talked with James. We got some cool little tweaks that we're kind of coming up with that I think are going to excite a lot of people. But again, $49.49 is what we said today, right? Is the price on that?
$39.59.
The R one.
Oh, sorry, ours. I forgot.
Ours is $49.49.
$49.49. Yeah, that's the one that's just the same thing.
$49.49.
Heck yeah.
So under $5,000. Madagascar, and I guess we could probably take pre-orders on those. I don't see why we couldn't.
You should. We should figure that out.
We probably could.
Yeah.
I say we can. I know the guys could figure out how to do it, but $49.49 is the actual price on it. It has been okayed. Madagascar rosewood, and it's supposed to be better grade than what we saw on the Eastmans. It's going to be bourgeois, not their top of the line, but bourgeois level Madagascar rosewood. AT Adirondack top, so torrefied Adirondack top, torrefied
Whereas the rest
bracings.
of these are Sitka.
These are all Sitka. It'll be torrefied Adirondack bracing, slot through saddle, 1.75" nut width instead of the 23/32. Gosh, there's so many really cool
All the
little
good
details
stuff.
that are just going to be exciting, and I can't wait to show those to you when we get them done.
All right. Are you ready
Yes.
for a couple more questions? So Nancy was asking, can you play the Bourgeois 00? And I want to ask secondary exactly which one do you want to hear?
If she's asking for both
the
00s.
00 coupe, the 00.
If they're asking for the
this
new professional
series?
Satins, both of them are next door, so that's what we
Yeah.
need to know.
Let me know.
What a great guitar! Listen to the detail.
This other one. Corey is asking, for someone who does not have a heavy right hand attack, would you recommend rosewood or mahogany back and sides?
I don't know if that's the factor. I honestly don't know if I would say the wood, based off, it's going to be the build and how they voice the guitar if you're a heavy right hand or not heavy right hand. It's not the wood combination, because they can build guitars. Bedell's proved that. They tell you what these guitars are braced and voiced for a heavy-handed player, a light touch player. I don't know if the wood combination's it, because I've played some great guitars on both sides that are either heavy or light-handed, and you can create. It doesn't matter.
Try around.
Yeah.
Try around, see what you like. All right.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is where I hope you have your hot take button ready to go here.
Yeah, I think that Jonas wants to.
Jonas is dying for
press
this.
it, so.
All right, touch the hot take button. Woo, woo, woo. Boom, 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 boom. We need the
We
songs,
do.
too.
We do have sound effects, but it's
Oh, that
just
would be
not
so
on
good. All right,
that.
this is going to be a little bit tough for me, and I hate saying this, but this is probably, everything else that we've had has been sold. We have made a hard decision to discontinue ordering Gibson mandolins. This is the last one to come in. We wanted to fill all our orders. We did have somebody back out of one of their fulfilled orders. But we made the decision to not order anymore due to we saw some upcoming products, and as well as some products that we've had on order for over 3 years showed up with some major issues. And again, I know they're capable. The Gibson mandolins are fantastic. They are. But we could not anymore take the risk of deciding whether or not, we could send these out to customers in good faith, knowing that there were some issues and things that needed to be taken care of. And honestly, the bigger issue was just not being able to get them. It took us too much efforts to get them in. That said, we do have our last F5G. It just hit the website because somebody did back out on it. So if you're looking, they're fantastic mandolins. I don't want you to come out saying that they don't make good mandolins. We just had to make the decision that they aren't right for us here for a while. And they said they're going to look into seeing what they agreed that, there were some issues and some things that they need to kind of get straightened out. So we're hoping that that changes. But as of right now, this will be the last Gibson F5G in stock for us. And it sounds great. So yes, it's been gone through our shop. We've checked every detail on this. Everything is right on it. So this one did pass our QC. But, like I said, we have made the decision for a while that we will not be stocking any of the mandolins for a while. So again, I don't want this to come off as saying that they can't build great mandolins. We just decided it's time for us to kind of take a break until we could see more consistency. I guess that's the best way to kind of mark that out. And both in getting them in stock as well as some of the QC issues. Our opinion is when you start getting up into this level of mandolin, you should expect what we got right here. Everything to be right. This is a $7,000, $6,000 mandolin. You spend that kind of money, you want it to be right. And we want it to be right. I don't want to have to, worry about sending customers products that don't get exactly what they're looking for. So there you go.
What was the mandolin Jeremy was playing yesterday? Sounded
Ryclick?
fantastic. He did the Ryclick. That one was awesome.
That was such a great sounding mandolin. Oh goodness, that's great. And I can't wait to see how those are going to improve.
If I could real quick, Nancy was asking for the Bourgeois Professional 00.
Okay,
So-
it is over next door.
Okay,
The
just the
LDBO.
Rosewood one.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one I just played today. So
I'll see
the
if
guys are
somebody
on the
can
phone
grab
right
it,
now.
yeah.
If we get one of them free, I'll send them over there and grab one for you. It's a
Absolutely.
fantastic guitar. I think I said it on the live when I unboxed it. I think it's one of the best. It's probably the best
you go get the
L00
Bourgeois
guitar I've
Professional
played.
00.
I love that little guitar.
No worries.
So it sounds great. So yeah, so if they can get free, we'll try to get you that.
I'll see
coming
if I
over
can
here.
message
Yeah.
them also to bring it over instead.
All right, what do we got for other questions? That was my hot take for the day. It's a little bit controversial. It's tough. I hate saying it because I do think Gibson makes one of the best mandolins out there. It just is not right for us at this particular time. So this will be the end of mandolins for us for a while. And I hope we can straighten it out and get better ones in the future. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The LDBO
It's just sitting on the
stand.
stand.
You'll probably want
Yeah.
to.
Unless you want to risk it. All right. Do you set up guitars before selling them?
Yeah. We set them up before they come in. Every guitar that comes into our shop goes through and again, that's where this whole issue came in. We had multiple $20,000 mandolins that came in with issues that we saw from day one. It goes through a full inspection on its way in. We make sure that we get it to the level where it needs to be. And again, back to factory specs. We don't try to convert it to be some other specs, but the companies know what their factory specs are. We make sure that they're that when they hit the floor, and make sure everything's cleaned up. Then, when it's purchased, it goes through it again. So every guitar goes back over to Thomas's bench. He has a checklist that goes right back through all the same details, and we try to make sure it's right. And sometimes we see, things that happened inside the store that we didn't know about. And we let you know, hey, this guitar had this issue. we'd gladly help you out with it if you still want to keep it, or if not, we'll try to get you a new one and try to do whatever we can to make sure it's right. Because again, one thing that's, because we have the Dreadnought guarantee, it gives you 30 days to try it out, up to a year to trade it back in. We don't want to see those guitars and mandolins come back. We just don't. I want it to be right when it shows up at your doorstep, because nothing stinks more than being excited.
Unless it's not right for you. Unless it's not right for you, then we're happy to obviously take them back.
Yeah, I'm not. By what I say, I don't want you to feel like you have to return it to us because
not for a reason
for
that
a
can
bad
be prevented.
reason. We want you to have to, and even that's why we came up with the idea of trading it back in. When you want to send it back to us, please send it back, because if it's not right for you, that's worse than keeping it and being upset that you got stuck with a guitar, mandolin, banjo that is not right for you. That's awful. So, yep. Boy, we've been getting emails like mad as I've been on this one. This is the new standard as well. Again, this new nitrocellulose lacquer that is, they're calling it satin. It's not really truly a satin. We're calling it a semi-gloss. Me and James have been calling it that. James is the new head luthier there. It's a totally new nitrocellulose formula, and it sounds really, really nice. This is great guitar. Great. Again, I can't, we talked about this a lot when me, Corey, and Jonas were back at the Airbnb at IBMA. And what Bourgeois is so great about doing is this detailed, every single note has its initial strike, and it just has this articulation that's so really nice. And now having this extra bit of blossoming tone that goes along with it, I really do like these new standards.
We'll see you around, Ed. Jason has a very nice comment in here. Jason I says, after buying 2 Loudons, I have to say that you guys do an excellent job with setup and customer service. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
We appreciate
that. And then
that.
Delane is asking if it was the upcoming Gibson mandolins, the Sierra Holes.
I cannot say anything about that.
Yeah.
And I will not say anything about that.
Let's see. Next, have you heard about
But
binding?
we will not be carrying those mandolins. I can say that.
Yes. All right. Next, have you heard any about binding issues with Martins?
Yes.
A classic.
It is an issue that Martin believes they have addressed. They said they had both a plastic. Realize celluloid does shrink and move. That's part of celluloid. It does. And they had a glue that they were using for binding that did not move in the same way. They had made a change. They believe 3 years ago, I believe is the year that they made a major change and switched that out. And they believe they have fixed that. Now, I've seen some people claiming they're still having binding issues. I have not seen, in the year and a half that we've been selling Martin guitars, we have not seen one guitar come back with binding issues. I will also say, hey, one thing I also know, if you have spent any time on the guitar forum, the Martin Guitar Forum, there are a lot of people that buy Martin guitars that did not get any instruction on how to take care of them. And they are mad when bridges come unglued and bindings come unglued.
Hot take.
And this is another hot take.
There are people that believe that you don't need to do anything.
You don't need
to
to take care of them. And here's
and then
the
get
deal.
surprised whenever their bridge pops up.
Yeah, and guitars pop up. They're like, for this kind of money that I spent $2,000 on a guitar, and for this kind of money, this should never happen to me. It's wood, guys. If you leave it and let it get hot, or you let it dry out, it moves different than the glue than the other kind of wood. If it's spruce and you're putting it up against mahogany, those two pieces of wood react differently to humidity and temperature. And even more so when you add plastic, which is what most of Boltaron is, a type of plastic that they use for the binding on there. If you're using plastic, it moves different than the guitar. If you've left your guitar and not humidified it, the celluloid moves at one pace, the guitar doesn't, and something's got to give, and usually it's the glue that goes along with it. So I do say give them a little more grief, or less grief than what people have been doing, because a lot of it is purely negligence on the guitar owner. Again, you don't leave your baby in a car and expect it to just be fine. You just don't do this kind of stuff. I spent a ton of money on my kids. I don't know about you guys, but my kids cost me a real fortune, yet I still know better than leave them in the car and expect them to survive.
Oh, well.
Yeah, how's that for a hot take right there?
That was a good one. Oh my gosh. I need to cut that out later. That's
You
hilarious.
might want to edit that.
Edit it out, that way we can...
No, there's a reason
post
why
it
they
other
started adding that
places.
to cars. You know, my car, my wife's minivan, every time I get out of it, if it recognizes somebody's been sitting in the back.
Mine does the exact
Yeah,
same
does
thing,
it?
yeah.
And it
says,
notifies you, please
your
check the
car,
back
yeah.
seat.
Yeah.
There you go.
If you guys have any more questions, now's the time, but I think that we really got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So thank you guys all so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed all these guitars. Many of them
And
will
mandolins.
be available, and mandolins.
Yeah.
Many of them will be available soon on the website.
Yes, they will.
theacousticshop.com.
Most of them are already on there. The only
Yeah, a
one
lot
I
of
think
them are, yeah.
is the 1940. I guess most of these, the new Bouchers are on. We haven't got the double neck on yet. God, the
getting
new
there.
Professional series is pretty exciting. I got to say, I think that's probably my most excited product of this year, I guess. Right now, I think that's pretty cool.
You know what? Real quick, let's go over this because people are talking about it, and Chuck just brought it up. As a reminder, Delane also brought it up. Humidipack season is upon us. Why don't you go over there and show people some of those real quick? Because Chuck is asking.
Good move.
Oh, look at that.
Corey's my helper. He
Corey's
knows.
your helper? Fantastic. Thank
He's
you,
the
Corey.
best.
Chuck is asking that he just bought his first really nice guitar, an E10D. What equipment do you recommend to monitor and keep the humidity correct?
Okay,
And thank
there's a
you,
few.
Corey. We'll bring that up after this.
One of the easiest ones is our Acoustic that we had built for this exact deal. It will Bluetooth out to the Acoustic. Do you have one of those? Okay, go. Cool. It will Bluetooth and monitor temperature and humidity, and we sell those separately. If you purchase any new guitar over $1,000, it'll actually come with this. It actually helps us. The reason why we developed this was to get a product that when you get a guitar shipped to you, you know when to open it up. You can track the humidity and the temperature. So you'll have a UPC code on the back, or a QR code, sorry, on the guitar box, and you'll have this inside the guitar. It'll tell you inside the guitar case. Sorry, it'll tell you exactly what it is. So this unit we do sell separately. It does keep track of the temperature, the humidity level. It's available for Android or iOS. Again, these are really, really nice and tells you what it does. Now, another thing to kind of see, and be aware that when I say this, to help you can maintain that 45-50% humidity, the Humidipack is pretty standard. It's built to maintain that. When it gets below that, it adds moisture to the case. When it gets above that, it actually will absorb some of that. Now, that said, I've had people that got all mad because they had this and they said, my Humidipacks are running at 54% or 58% or even 61%. Guys, this is an analog type of thing. It can't be exact at 51, but if you're holding within that relative area, that 45, 50, even up into 60, you're in great zone. You're not going to see damage at those levels. So again, this will give you a more accurate number. This is going to be roughly in that 45, 50. The big thing is it's not going to let it get down to danger zone, and that's why this really pays off the Humidipacks.
So those are what you need.
It is the highway to the danger.
highway
If
to
you
the
are not
danger zone.
humidifying your guitar, it is the highway
Two
to the
more
danger
things
zone.
that we need to do. So Jesse got back to us actually and would love to hear still the carbon fiber dread from Close if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And then Corey reminded us about financing.
Financing right now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got great financing, and I know the economy's been kind of wild. In fact, trust me, we're watching it too. As retail owners, it definitely's got us paying attention. So we've been working on financing right now, promotional financing available all over the store. Almost everything over $400 is available at 12 months, 0% interest. But I do have 2 promos that are putting it at 18, and that is Martin Guitars and Eastman. Both of those are giving you 18 months of 0% financing. So those are available, and we always have 48 months available too. Now that is with interest accrued, but if you needed to kind of break it up into payments over the 4 years, we do have that available on almost everything in the shop too. There you go. That is the Dread. It's a thinner body, a little bit smaller overall carbon fiber guitar. You can take the neck off of it, has screws on it to be able to do so, and then you'll be able to take it in a even smaller gig bag. So if you're wanting to travel with it, or you can leave it in the gig bag, full sized as well. So,
How much is the Bedell 1940?
$52.90. Always.
$52.90.
$52.90.
Yeah.
Always. We only have one right now.
We'll leave it on this one. Is there any chance that Eastman will make the E1D Deluxe left-handed?
I can see that actually
I
happening.
can see that happening.
I think it's been paused with all the tariff stuff. All manufacturers that are importing instruments right now have limited the amount of instruments. If they don't have orders for them, they're not building them. So I'm betting they're not going to be coming out with that one. It would probably be a minimum of next year before we see something like that. So.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Let's call it a day.
I will call it a day, everybody. I can't wait to get the phone calls of the people mad at us for all my hot takes today.
Oh.
We're going to get a few.
Nobody's mad at you. Leave
We're
it in the
gonna
comments
get
if you do. That
some.
way this video does even better. No, seriously,
Thank
if you guys
guys
have
so
any
much.
comments, let us
Yep.
know. We can get all the questions that
Hit
you need answered.
the like and subscribe. Again, drive to 75,000. That gives us our, we're giving away $3,500 prize package, including a Madagascar large sound hole Eastman guitar. Super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bye-bye, guys.
See you guys.